Welcome to the Miracle Network's Wednesday meditation. I'm so glad we're all here together. If you're on YouTube, don't forget to click the subscribe button below to receive updates and notifications. Today we're joined by Ian Patrick, who will lead us in meditation. Then we'll have 20 minutes of silence, and after that we're going to open it up for sharing. Over to you, Ian.
You're muted.
You're on mute, Ian.
We'll start again. Right, I'm unmuted now. Right, what was I saying? Yes, great to be here. Great to be unmuted. And thanks for the invitation, Jim, to do the meditation today. We, Today's meditation is going to be, I like to, you may remember, I like to do some of the more kind of cosmic aspects from A Course in Miracles. But today, much more practical, really, although there's some cosmic aspects to it. It's the section from the Manual for Teachers on the characteristics of God's teachers. And if you recall that section, there's 10 characteristics of teachers of God, and we're going to do number 8, which is patience. I really didn't know what to do today, and then the subject of patience came up in some discussion with somebody. I don't remember who or where, but I suddenly thought, oh, I was going to mention this section in the manual to them, and I thought, well, that's a good thing for the Wednesday meditation. So the other characteristics of teachers of God are number 1 is trust, number 2 is honesty, number 3 is tolerance. Number 4, gentleness. Number 5, joy. Number 6, defenselessness. Number 7, generosity. Then we come to number 8, patience, which we're going to do. Number 9 is faithfulness. And number 10 is open-mindedness. So, yeah, it's quite a short section on patience, actually. Uh, and I think it's basically it's pretty straightforward. But I'll just give a review of the section, then we'll go into the meditation by reading. Well, I'll read the section again in full. But just a few comments on the section, really. It begins, those who are certain of the outcome can afford to wait. And we can afford to wait. Why? Because nothing has actually happened. We never left God or heaven, nor could we ever do so. So we must be where we have always been, and just all we do is waken to that realization. So we can be patient because nothing's happened, nothing can happen, nothing will happen except for us to awaken to that realization. And so there's no reason to be anxious, as it says, and wait without anxiety. Patience is natural to the teacher of God. All he sees is a certain outcome because nothing happened. We will awaken to the experience of what never changed. Um, we so the he's all he sees is a certain outcome at a time perhaps unknown to him, but not in doubt. Yeah, we don't know when the time's going to be, but we know it's going to happen because it could not happen. Uh, the time will be as right as is the answer, and the answer being that we are already home with God. And this is true for everything that happens now or in the future. The past as well held no mistakes. Hey, how could there be any mistakes? Because nothing happened, and we're going to awaken to the place we never left. Um, the past as well held no mistakes, nothing that did not serve to benefit the world as well as him to whom it seemed to happen. So everything that seems to happen in this world helps to get us home, um, or to wake up to the fact that we are already at home, or provides a lesson that facilitates our progress. Everything that happens must be useful to our awakening. How could it not be? It must be because we're already home. I keep repeating myself, but it's worth repeating. Perhaps it was not understood at the time. And we generally don't understand the purpose of things that happen to us. A disaster happens, a challenge. We go, oh no, why? And we forget that this is all part of the journey home. It goes on to say, even so, the teacher of God is willing to reconsider all his past decisions. So past decisions being, I think, the choices that we have for fear. And in reality, there is nothing to fear. What is there to fear when we're already home and have never left? Even so, the teacher of God is willing to consider all his past decisions if they are causing pain to anyone. Patience is natural to those who trust. We can afford to trust. Sure of the ultimate interpretation of all things in time, no outcome already seen or yet to come could cause them fear, because we're already at home. So it's a very basic idea, very simple, very straightforward, really. So now so we go into the meditation, we're closing our eyes, and I'll just read the section again without any pauses or commentary. And then we'll go straight into the 20 minutes of silence. Therese will ring the bell at the end. Okay. Patience. Those who are certain of the outcome can afford to wait, and wait without anxiety. Patience is natural to the teacher of God. All he sees is certain outcome at a time perhaps unknown to him as yet, but not in doubt. The time will be as right as is the answer. And this is true for everything that happens now or in the future. The past as well held no mistakes, nothing that did not serve to benefit the world as well as him to whom it seemed to happen. Perhaps it was not understood at the time. Even so, the teacher of God is willing to reconsider all his past decisions if they are causing pain to anyone. Patience is natural to those who trust. Sure of the ultimate interpretation of all things in time, no outcome already seen or yet to come can cause them fear.
Open your eyes and come back into the room. We have 15 minutes left for sharing your questions and your comments. If you'd like to speak, raise your hand and I'll invite you to take yourself off mute. Who'd like to share? Lottie.
Thank you, Patrick, Ian, for this meditation, because it holds such truths. The sentence 6, the past as well held no mistakes, nothing that did not serve to benefit the world, as well as him to whom it seemed to happen. I was made very conscious of what the world would call tragedies and horrific happenings in my past. But when you stand back and look at the bigger picture, how that has all, well, initially I was aware of how it made me a better counsellor, because I was working as a counsellor. I've added to a lot more years since I was a counsellor. And the whole thing just makes perfect sense now. I'm not a victim when I thought I was, and I'm not subject to loss. I'm only subject to gain and the glorious love of God, and it surrounds me, and I'm very happy with that. There's nothing to be sad about in my past. Thank you.
Yeah. It's great. What a realization. Fantastic.
Who'd like to share? You know, one of the things that you read which stood out for me was everything that happens in the world is useful for your awakening. I thought, wow, that's beautiful. And do you have any examples in your life where?
Well, only everything really. Oh, not specifically offhand, but no, well, I think it literally is everything. Everything either reminds me that I'm already home, that I'm already whole and perfect and at one with God, or it gives me the impetus to the trigger to remember that. So there's nothing that ever happens that's not that doesn't take away from this idea that the end is assured and leads us in that direction. So I was thinking during the meditation, I got the thing that I need do nothing, and because the end is assured and I'm home and all the rest of it, and further than that, there's nothing I actually can do to change anything. So I might just as well chill, just rest in God, and just relax and know that I'm already home. And if I'm not getting that I'm already home, it's a reminder that I'm on the way to that realization.
Thank you, Ian. Who would like to share? Norman, and then Jim. Norman, you're on mute.
Norman, you're on mute. Can you unmute yourself?
Yes,
There we go.
Just figured out how to do it. Patience.
Patience. Yeah, I was very patient with you then. But...
Sorry.
We got to practice patience. Yeah.
Yeah, well, I picked a bad spot for this because the traffic can be quite noisy, and it just went quiet there. And I thought, well, I'll seize the opportunity. But that was the three words that kept popping up: trust, patience, and open-mindedness. And it was, all those things you have to have today with all this traffic. You know, the beautiful, beautiful countryside. But even with all this noise and disturbance, you can see the ducks wandering along, and the birds singing in the trees. You know, it sort of does your heart good. Never mind the the noises of the world. So thank you very much indeed. Just what I needed. Thank you.
I opened my eyes momentarily during the meditation, and I noticed, Norman, there was a vapor trail going, an airplane going over your head. You probably didn't know that, but I watched it till it hit the edge of the screen. How easily distracted I am.
Jim, would you like to share?
Yes, thanks, Dan, and thank you, Ian. I was going to give an answer to your question, Dan, because as some of you know, I have Parkinson's disease, which is gradually getting worse. And I look at it from the point of view of a healed mind, because what it brings up when you have something like that, and other people will no doubt have similar situations, but when you have something like that come up in life, you see what's really important. And lots of things which I used to think were important are no longer are. I was quite competitive in my work, for example. Even at my age, I was still quite competitive in my business. And that's all fallen away. So we can look at disease, in my case anyway, as something which is an opportunity to heal the mind, to drop the things which aren't important, to remember what is important, and to remember that I'm not the body. I am a mind, and a disease in the body can be used as a way to heal the mind. So that's one answer to your question, Dan, I think.
Oh, thank you, Jim. Who'd like to share?
Well, do you have an example that answers your own question, Dan? We always have our own answers. So to put you on spot.
Okay, so there's everything that happens in the world is useful for awakening. And I had a situation, about 10 years ago where I had an argument with my son in America, and he decided to cut me out of his life, and he wouldn't answer my emails, phone calls, texts, nothing. So I was completely blocked, and I tried everything, and just couldn't get through. And then eventually I gave it to Holy Spirit, and I just send him love, just give him love. And so I do that, and I send him love, blessings, and it's really helped me to bring that into my life in a general way with everyone. Just send love. It just lifts me up out of this insanity. I'm done. Who would like to share? Oh, John.
Got the unmute there. Thank you, Dan. Yeah, thank you, Ian. I do love that manual for teachers generally, and also that section about the the different aspects of the Son of God. And I find it's great for me to have a checklist on how I'm doing. And I have to say that patience is definitely one of the big lessons that I think I came to learn in this lifetime. I was certainly, I want it now. And I kind of thought about it a lot. I thought, well, maybe it's because there is only now. So at some level, I knew that. But anyway, I then asked the Holy Spirit for help to learn patience. And of course, what I thought I was going to get was everything coming to me very quickly. But of course, it's just the opposite. Everything slows down even more. I hadn't figured that one out. So that's how I eventually learned it. But no, it's amazing what everyone shared as well. And I have a tool which I love and I've shared with a lot of people. Is whenever anything happens, anything at all, I just got this thing where I pump my fist up and down and say, I'm so excited to see the good that's coming out of this. And it just reminds me, and I do it 3 times. And it really is, because the first thing it does, I just feel better. I feel more, trusting, relaxing, and know that it's true. And accepting it, takes some getting used to do that. But in the end, I think life itself reflects that back to us. And yeah, I have to say I'm loving being back here and in England and the spot that we are, and being able to join you all on the Wednesday. So thank you for that, Ian. I love it. I love that whole section. Thank you all. Bye.
Dennis, take yourself off mute.
Why is it always happening to me? What have I done to deserve this? These things are sent to trials. Well, they must be running out of stuff up there. Thomas Kempis, many, appear and think me that is helping to carry the cross. And when I look back now, I thank God for all the things that happened, because it made me search for truth. But at the time, I didn't think so. Thank you, Ian.
Okay.
Angela.
Hello, Ian.
Hello.
Hello, everybody. Ian, you haven't got a frostbite then?
No.
Trips. Wonderful.
Survived.
I recalled that sentence in the course that says, now you must learn, I've just brought it up, now you must learn that only infinite patience produces immediate effects. And I've always loved that, because it seems like patience, it takes time. Patience seems to take time to gain, but actually it's the immediate effect is from infinite patience, because it produces infinite love, and it renders time unnecessary. So the whole idea of the type of patience that this course talks about, which involves all the other things about trust and all of those, is that trust and patience, it's not the kind of patience in the world, because that seems to go along with impatience. But the course's type of patience is absolute trust, open-heartedness, knowing that everything is going to be all right. And immediately you feel the benefit of that patience. You feel, everything's going to be all right. So it's not trying to be patient in the world, because that the whole world is just it just brings about impatience. So you don't have to be patient with your impatience. You just have to be in that loving place that produces the trust that everything's going to be all right. And that is this infinite patience of the course. Thank you.
Things may not be all right in the world. We might, lose all our money or our home or a person or whatever it is. So we could say, well, that's not all right. But not only but that is okay. It is okay. That is all right. That's perfect, because as just like repeatedly said, nothing happened. This is not true. What we perceive to have happened in the world is not true. So you said that everything is going to be all right. The truth is, it is all right now. So there's no
the truth, but
there's nothing
I don't
to wait
necessarily
for.
feel it.
You don't necessarily feel it. No, that's just what our ego minds do with situations.
So that's why I say it is going to be all right.
It is all right.
That soothes my ego.
Yeah, okay, that's your ego. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, let's go beyond that. It is all right.
Yes, it's a fact.
Okay, we've come to the end of our time together. Take yourself off mute and show your appreciation to Ian. Thank you, Ian. That was a wonderful.
Thank you, Ian.
Thanks, Ian.
Thank you, Ian.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ian.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you, Ian. Thank you,
Thanks,
everyone.
Ian.